This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
It's been a cloudy day around the St. Louis area. Some brief showers. We are in a weather alert because more showers and storms are moving in later tonight. Some of them could be severe. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Ann Allred. Mike Bush has the day off. Kelly Jackson is on assignment. Our Weather First team is keeping an eye on those storms happening overnight. So let's check in with meteorologist Gary Frank. Hi, Gary.
Hi, good evening, Ann. Yeah, we're pretty cloudy outside. There are a few areas of sunshine right now, and it's not all that bad. Temps in the mid 80s at the moment as we look at Chesterfield. But, for the most part, we look off to our west, and that's where it's a lot hotter. It's that little thin sliver of heat between 92, even 100, and that's the focal point for development. I want to zoom in just a little bit and show you where that front is. You can see that wind shift direction change. That's where we're going to see the best opportunity for rain to start to develop. And it's moving through Kansas City right now, through Oak Grove, and it's working its way through 70. And this is a focal point that we'll continue to have over the next several hours, as it's a slight risk for severe weather. Now, not a lot of us are involved in that category 2 of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center, but I still think as storms develop over the next few hours, we'll go into an alert protocol by 10 o'clock through 3 a.m. This cold front arrives late tonight with 40 to 60 mile an hour wind, and it's going to bring a higher wind threat to our southwest. Now, not all of us are going to deal with those high winds, but they're going to get your attention, especially if you're a light sleeper, as those chances go up overnight. We'll track who's most likely to see impacts here over the next several hours, and also discuss areas that are going to be a little cooler over the next few days as we return to more of a fall-like feel in the mornings.
And you can get the latest Weather First forecast on your phone. Text the word weather to 314-425-5355. Right now, an entire hospital system in Illinois is slowly recovering from a system-wide outage. The problem's been going on for more than a week at the Hospital Sisters Health System. Our Justina Coronel joins us live from one of the hospitals in Highland, Illinois. And Justina, it's been a long time without internet and phones for these hospitals.
Yeah, and so we're at St. Joseph's Hospitals, and it's one of the hospitals impacted by this outage. Now, the latest news, we've learned that the phone lines are up and running. Now, we're told that some of the lines may be sporadic, but they should all be restored. Now, the cybersecurity incident took place last Sunday, affecting clinical operations and communication systems. Now, in a statement, HSHS said it's working with third-party experts to bring systems back online, but with hundreds of system applications across thousands of services, restoration and investigation work will take some time. As for patient services, this is the latest. Hospitals and emergency departments remain open. Patients can schedule elective and non-elective procedures. Patient billing services are currently suspended. Now, the Highland Police Chief warns patients to be aware of scammers.
People really need to pay attention to how they're handling their personal information when it comes to the internet, and be very careful who you're talking to about your personal information.
Now, there is no timeline when everything will get restored. Coming up at 6, we'll hear from a cybersecurity expert about this problem and what it means. Reporting in Highland, Justina Coronel, 5 on your side.
A gas station near downtown St. Louis could get its license revoked if it doesn't make some changes. The city says it's been a nuisance property for 10 years. But some people in the community argue it's not the gas station that's the issue. 5 on your side, Travis Cummings is in the studio with more. Travis.
Good evening, Ann. Last week, the city's Board of Adjustment met with the BP in question here, and it's been the scene of several crimes, some that have been deadly. The meeting wrapped up with a request for continuation and a chance for owners to get things right. Now, we revisited the business today and spoke with one of the owners. He says they've already made several changes suggested by the city. They've taken out signage, removed an ATM, and taken down a plastic cover from the sale window. We saw that also. In the meantime, an attorney who represents dozens of immigrant businesses say these business owners need more support in their neighborhoods to operate successfully. Jay Kanzler says he's had about 30 of these cases go in front of the board. He feels like the city is focusing too much on small businesses that tend to be immigrant or minority owned and places, quote, blame on them for why crime exists.
Shutting down that gas station on Shoto, shutting down any number of clients that I've had that have been shut down, has not changed the crime rate in those areas one bit. That isn't how you address the crime problem. How you address the crime problem is addressing it head on and using these businesses as part of that.
Mayor Tashara Jones's office says she's been working on bridging that gap. They say the Office of New Americans, which is in the works now, will help new neighbors better engage with city government, access resources, and set up their businesses and homes. Now, later at 6, one of the city's partners already in place and echoing these concerns. And
one person is dead and another hurt after a shooting in North St. Louis. It happened just before midnight near the Bayer YMCA. That's on Page Boulevard at Belt Avenue. A 28-year-old man died. An 18-year-old woman was shot in her arm. Police have not released any other details about the victims or shared if they have made any arrests. Alton High School is starting new safety rules nearly a week after a series of fights broke out inside the school. Students went to remote learning after the fights on Wednesday. The school planned new metal detectors by the end of the month, but now they will be up and ready tomorrow when students return. There will also be more law enforcement and administrative staff at the school. One parent tells us she doesn't want to send her child back.
It makes me fearful to send my daughter to school. Nervous is an understatement. I'm afraid to send my daughter to school. I'm afraid for these children in this district. There's no leadership.
The school is also cracking down on phones. If students are recording something like a fight on their phone, those phone privileges could be taken away. 2 months after severe storms caused widespread damage in University City, the cleanup process is almost complete. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer is live in U City, where residents have waited for weeks to finally see this progress. Diamond.
Well, good evening. And University City leaders told me in an email today that they are 95% complete with overall storm debris cleanup since the July 1st severe storms. Now, crews say that they started in the 3rd Ward here in University City and going to residential properties where they instructed people to put things on their curb. Now, crews are set to continue this week to gather limbs in the 1st and 2nd Ward. And once that final sweep is done with residential areas, that's when parks will get debris cleaned up. Now, Miller Park was just one of the hardest hit areas of University City, and people who live nearby say they're finally glad to see improvements and wish it was a faster process.
It was kind of hurtful to see that they would let it sit for so long, just for the simple fact this is where people come to gather and to, you know what I'm saying? And we get that it's a lot of trees out here, but it's also helpful to, know that we are still taking care of our parks.
University City's Public Works and Parks Director was not available for an interview today, but city leaders posted on the city's website that they understand the volume of the debris cleanup and they have crews out every day when the weather is permitting. Reporting live here in University City, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.